Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name is Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Why did my about pronunciation sound Canadian? About? I don't know, clearly I don't know how to do a Canadian accent. In this video, we are going to be reacting to Hailey Bieber's skincare routine. This comes at some major requests from you guys, which thank you guys so much. I honestly didn't even see your guys' requests until someone on my team was like, Hailey Bieber came out with a skincare routine, you should react to it. And I was like, what? Oh my God, I gotta get on this shit. And then I saw all of your guys' requests, and thank you guys as always, because I always love seeing your requests. I always want to make videos that you guys want to see, and I'm looking forward to this because honestly, I don't really know what Hailey Bieber's skincare routine is going to be like. However, I do know that she is interested in skincare because she follows me on Instagram. I still haven't gotten over that. Hey Hailey, if you're watching this, how are you doing? It was definitely a shock when I realized that, but of course that serves as no bias to my opinion on products and ingredients, which is why I'm stoked to see what she uses, because from my understanding, she also does follow other people in the skincare community. She definitely seems super interested, so seeing her products will be a good reflection of like what her overall skincare opinions are. I'm super stoked. If you don't know me, I've worked as a skincare specialist, but I'm not a dermatologist or a licensed esthetician, and I do not claim to be. That is not my path in life right now. Maybe in the future. I make these videos to share my opinions and thoughts about skincare, but if you are struggling with anything in your skin, please go see your esthetician or dermatologist to get that shit treated. These are just for fun and for us to enjoy. So it's called My Skincare Routine Skin Prep for Work, and this one is actually on her personal YouTube channel, not like Vogue or anything like that, so I'll have it linked down below in case you guys want to subscribe to her. But it's interesting that she says skin prep for work. I assume that's for modeling, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hey guys, it's Hailey Bieber.
Wow,
and
6:45
I just
a.m.
woke up, but I'm going to do this video for you guys showing you my morning.
She just woke up and she looks like that? This is not fair. God really does pick favorites. Man, if you guys knew what I look like in the morning, I mean, maybe you have seen it. If you follow me on Instagram, @Skincare by Hyram, go follow me there. You will have seen some beautiful pictures of me in the morning, but I look like the after section of a Don't Do Meth poster. It is bad. My eyes take hours to depuff because genetics. Gotta love them. Seriously guys, I look like a totally different person. I remember going on a trip with my manager a few years back. We slept in the same bed, and when I woke up, she was like, who the f is in this bed with me? She was like, I didn't realize you look so different when you wake up. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, don't rub it in. But Hailey looks stunning. Like the fact that she's not wearing makeup. She just woke up. It's 6:45 a.m. Also, her bathroom setup is so beautiful.
That is what dreams are made of. My morning skincare routine, how I would prep my skin for a day of work for a photo shoot. So
okay,
check
yeah,
it out.
Photo shoot.
One of my favorite things to do when I'm getting ready for work is I will do a mask.
Okay.
I wouldn't do a mask every single day, obviously, but when I want a little bit of an extra glow, I go for a nice calming, hydrating mask.
Oh,
so I'll
okay.
put this all over. Make sure it's evenly spread. Hopefully this helps to wake my skin up a little bit because she's tired today.
She doesn't look like it. Excuse me, Hailey, I don't know if you know the definition of tired, because wow. Oh, my computer just died. Okay, so update. When I said my computer died, it died. Like, not operating anymore. Deceased. Flatlined. So that's fun. Definitely wasn't gonna use that for anything. Thank God though, because the other day I saw lines forming on the screen and I was like, So I transferred everything on my computer to a hard drive and this shit happens. The only reason I would have freaked out is if I lost everything, and thank God I didn't. But we're just gonna continue the video.
So mask is on. Something I like to do to essentially kill two birds with one stone while I'm masking is I'll put on the face mask and then I will grab some eye masks like these. I really like these cool gold ones. And I will put them under my eyes over the mask that's already on my face, just to kind of have two things happening at once. Like this. And while I have it on, while it's sitting there, under my eyes when they're feeling a little bit more puffy, I will take a little tool like this.
Oh,
I love facial tools. I'm obsessed with them. Give me any facial tool, I'll try anything. But this little gold bar, you turn it on, it vibrates, which feels really nice under your eyes. Yep. And I'll just go like this, right over the eye mask. Feels so nice. I wish everybody could be feeling what I'm feeling right now.
It does feel really good. So I actually like that she goes in with like a calming and hydrating face mask at the beginning of the day, because your skin, you know, it's gone through a lot over the night. You're probably puffy, and I think that's a kind of a great way to start your day. I also like what she does, and this is something I personally do. I use a face mask before I cleanse my skin. I typically do this, and it kind of depends on what mask. Like with exfoliating masks, I definitely always do that before I cleanse, because it just helps to make sure it doesn't oversensitize my skin. With a calming and hydrating mask, it's not always necessary, but one of the reasons I like doing that is because some of my masks masks do have ingredients that I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, I am okay with some fragrant ingredients in a face mask because it is a wash off treatment. But if you were to use a mask after your cleansing step, some of the mask will still be left on your skin, exposing yourself to that potential sensitivity. So I always just recommend going in with face masks before you go in with your cleanser. That way, once you're done with your mask, you rinse it off, you use a cleanser to get everything out, and you're good to start on the rest of your routine. And obviously that only applies to like 15-minute masks. If it's an overnight mask or something like that, that's a different story. But I'm curious to see which one she uses. I think they have, okay, the Biologique Recherche Masque Visolastine. I don't know what the hell that was, but that was not French. Biologique, you know, I should really look into this brand more because I just did a video with Ashley Graham and she said that was her favorite sunscreen and I hadn't heard of it before. Like, I have maybe heard of the brand. I feel like it sounds familiar, but I'm not familiar with the products. And now Hailey Bieber is using it, so I'm kind of intrigued to see what this brand is like. It sounds very fancy. Looking at their website, this looks so fancy. Oh shoot, okay, maybe I have run into this before because I don't think they put the ingredients on the website. Well, they definitely don't. I can't find them on the website. Okay, but it says the products are only available after undergoing a skin analysis in one of our Biologique Recherche. I don't know how to pronounce. God, I hate the centers. So I guess you have to have like a consultation before they'll actually like sell you the products. So who knows what the ingredients are. But she does use the Wander Beauty Baggage Claim Gold Under Eye Masks, which I might have actually used this eye mask. I did a video with Cosmopolitan where they had me use 2 different products that were unlabeled and I had to guess which one was the expensive one and which one was the affordable one. And it had gold eye masks and I think they were the Wander Beauty ones, but I can't remember. Okay, so that's glycerin, panthenol, portulaca extract, which is great for soothing sensitivity, calendula, shea butter, root extracts. It does have lavender oil, which I'm not a fan of on the under eye area. I would have to smell the product to see because essential oils, all it really depends on the strength. So I'd really have to smell it. I don't remember the one I used smelling like lavender, but it has a ton of amino acids and a peptide complex. So I mean, besides the lavender oil, it honestly looks like a pretty good ingredient list. Definitely impressive. I will say though, I'm not a big single-use eye mask person because I just don't like using products that do incorporate some level of daily waste. And I understand that you don't use the masks every day, but I would just rather get like an eye cream, or my friend Charlotte Parler has her own brand where it's reusable eye masks and you can use your favorite serum or moisturizer and use the reusable eye mask over the top, which I think is such a smart idea. I'll have it linked in the description box below, but I'd much rather personally opt for that than a single-use one. But again, I can't imagine she uses the eye mask too frequently. It's not as bad as something like makeup wipes or cotton rounds, but if anything, I'd personally rather just use a reusable one. So honestly, I'd have to try the product out and see how strong it smells of lavender oil before I would know if I would personally be comfortable using it. Then she goes in with the tool, the vibrating tool. I can't remember what it's called. There's a bunch of different brands that do it. I actually had one brand send it to me and I've only used it once, but I will say it was a nice experience. Those types of skincare tools are definitely beneficial in the sense if you want a luxury, treat yourself, spa-like fancy experience, they're definitely fun. I don't know if I necessarily believe in like any major claims surrounding tools like that. Like I definitely don't believe that that tool will be responsible for preventing aging, but I think most people know that. I don't think that's like too out of the blue. I think most people realize that it's a fun, enjoyable experience that helps to kind of enhance your skincare routine, but doesn't do anything major. And she actually uses it in an area where I think it's really smart to use it, on your under eye area. It gently vibrates, but that can help to just kind of reduce the puffiness and help the absorption of the products that you're putting over the top. So the eye mask ingredients, for example. So did y'all see that? Nope, you didn't. That was embarrassing.
Sometimes I think people get a little bit hesitant to mess around with the mask because they're worried maybe their significant other is gonna come in and be like, what are you doing to your face? You look insane. But A, who cares?
Yes.
B, tell them that you are just skin caring, and C, get your significant other into the skincare.
Yes,
because then
I
you
love
can do
that.
it together and it's more fun. My husband
Yes.
loves to do masks just like I do, so that's a win for me. I usually leave at least the face mask on for like 8 to 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
now
that's a good amount of time.
we wait.
I fully support that message. It is so cool to see how many people watch my videos that are couples. The amount of you guys who have managed to get your significant others, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, whomever, your dads, your moms, your siblings, whoever into skincare is so cool. And I think one of the cutest things that couples can do together is doing their skincare routine. I've had couples come up to me in public and say that, you know, it was originally the girlfriend that was hounding the guy to do skincare, and now the boyfriend will never let the girlfriend not do her skincare routine at night. They always have to do it together. I think it's so cute. And yeah, I mean, it makes it a lot more fun of an experience. Just kind of sharing that moment. I think it's fun.
I'm going to rinse off this mask. I don't necessarily think you have to rinse a mask off with a cleanser. I like to, so there's just nothing excess left on my skin. Take a little bit of cleanser.
Yes, you don't have to.
I really prefer like a creamy, hydrating cleanser more than I prefer something that gets foamy and makes your skin feel really tight and dry. A lot of the time I wake up and my face feels a little bit swollen, like my lips are really swollen and my eyes will be swollen. I probably eat too much salt.
It does not look like it. I would never guess.
So what I like to do is when I'm washing my face in the morning, I give myself a little massage like this, bring the blood flow into my face. Someone's gonna see me doing that and be like, yeah, don't do that.
She does it so cutely.
Okay, now everything's off. I don't dry my face completely when I wash it because I like to apply my serum when it's still a little bit damp.
It all comes down to personal preference. Foaming cleansers aren't necessarily always going to be more drying than cream cleansers, but if you have drier skin, which I honestly wonder if she does because she's already using a moisturizing mask and doesn't like to use a foaming cleanser, so I would venture to say her skin is probably dry. Oh, okay, so she does use a cleanser. It's the Ranavant Botanics Luminous Ceremony Cream Cleanser. I have never heard of this brand before. It is $42 for 100 ml. It's definitely a luxury cleanser. It comes in an aluminum tube, which I have never seen a cleanser come in an aluminum tube. Huh, I wonder if that would be like an enjoyable experience. Okay, so it has glycerin, it has sesame oil. Sesame oil is amazing for like hydration and moisture. It has rubia cordifolia, which I believe is an adaptogen, good for soothing redness. It does have rose essential oil, but in a cleanser, I've said this a million times, I'm okay with fragrance in a cleanser. It's a wash off treatment. You aren't leaving it on your skin for a long time and potentially seeing that irritation. So, and rose essential oil, well, yeah, I do like to avoid it, not only because of the potential sensitivity, but also because I hate the smell. In comparison to like a citrus essential oil, it's not as irritating, and I think it's fine in a cleanser. Huh, interesting. I mean, I will say the ingredient list is very simple for the price point. I don't think I would personally pay that much money for a cleanser. Like the Youth to the People cleanser already, like that one is expensive. I feel like that's a luxury cleanser, but you know, it does come down to the experience. So I guess if she really enjoys it, I don't see any harm in the ingredients.
I am gonna use this really hydrating peptide serum.
Ooh,
I really love peptides for the skin. I think that
Same.
It's one of the best ingredients to use. It's one of my favorite ingredients to use. I love niacinamide, I love peptides, I love hyaluronic acid.
Oh my god, I love this. Yes, niacinamide. We totally agree on that point. And I agree, peptides are a really underrated ingredient. Now, I would say it does depend on what peptides are being used. Like, not every peptide is created equally. Some are more beneficial than others. But overall, I do like peptides and I love seeing them in skincare products.
I love hyaluronic acid. Those are all ingredients that I make sure I'm using in my skincare.
Nice. I love all of them.
Into the skin. I would love to know what some of your guys' favorite ingredients are in the comments. I'm always curious to learn about new things.
You know, it's rare that celebrities talk about their favorite ingredients. I mean, I think with the exception of hyaluronic acid, like that's the one ingredient I always hear celebrities talking about in their skincare routine videos, but I love that she goes into peptides and niacinamide. She's definitely knowledgeable about skincare. That's impressive. Okay, so she's using the Biba Los Angeles Plant Stem Cell Peptide Serum. Wow, I do not know these products. This is really throwing me off. Like, I need to do more research because I don't know these products. I feel like I'm so behind. But plant stem cells are amazing skincare products. I totally love that. I'm interested to see, oh, okay, so it's $80. Definitely a pricey serum, but you know, $85 depending on the ingredient list, I would justify spending that much. Okay, so it says it has hyaluronic acid, plant stem cell, tripeptides 538. Oh, it has ubiquinone as well. That's an amazing antioxidant ingredient. It has panthenol, which is great for moisturizing the skin. It doesn't have the full ingredient list here. I don't know what's in it. Yeah, they don't put the full ingredient list on the website. I hate it when companies do that. I just want to know. Well, I mean, so far Hailey's doing a good job. Those are impressive ingredients, but I would have to know the entire ingredient list before I like make a final judgment on what I think of the product.
I'm gonna do the slightest bit of moisturizer over my serum before I put my SPF on. I wouldn't typically do this long of a routine in the daytime. I would usually just wake up, wash my face, and maybe like a little bit of serum and SPF.
Okay, cool.
But since I'm preparing for a work day, it's a little bit more than usual.
And I would venture to even say this is relatively simple in comparison to a lot of celebrity skincare routines I see. So it's good to know that she does keep her daytime skincare routine pretty simple. I mean, I'll be honest guys, I keep my daytime routine so minimal. Like a lot of times I'll only use like 4 or 5 products at most. And it's really just because a daytime routine really only needs to have a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. At nighttime is when you can use your cleansing balms and your treatments and your exfoliants and retinol, all that kind of stuff. But during the daytime, really all you need are those steps. And I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having just a super simple daytime routine. Now at nighttime, that's when I like to get freaky, go crazy. But daytime is simple. Oh, okay, so it doesn't say what moisturizer she used, so I'm gonna hope it's good. Well, it does say the Furtuna Skin Dew Alberry Biphase moisturizing oil, but that definitely wasn't an oil that she used.
Before I put my SPF on, one thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on my face.
Okay, that's the
tiniest bit. I wouldn't recommend doing this if you have oily skin. I always try to be really careful when I'm talking about oils or recommending oils for the skin because it doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just do this, and then I'm going to use a little facial massaging tool all over my face. And I need the oil to help a little bit with the moisture and for the tool to glide
it can definitely help.
Face. Now, this right here is a facial massaging tool that you turn on and it vibrates. I really love this device. I gifted it to a lot of people this year for Christmas just because I think they're fun to try. And
I want to be her friend. That's cool.
Turn it on, not all the way, like a lower setting, and just go in. Super amusing, I know, but it actually feels so nice, and I clench my teeth really hard at night, so when I wake up in the morning, my jaw is usually kind of sore and like sore in my temples here, so this feels insane.
Wow, okay, that looks very interesting. Now that I know she uses that oil, let me look at the ingredients for the Furtuna Skin Biphase Moisturizing Oil. It's $128. Here's the thing with face oils. I don't think they're necessary in a skincare routine. Yes, you can use them if you have dry skin or if you want to, but moisturizers tend to work better as an occlusive rather than a face oil. And for that price, oh my lord. I think the other reason why I tend to avoid a lot of oils is because oils are typically jam-packed with essential oils and fragrance, and that's just something I like to avoid. So that's usually the case, and nearly every single time the case with luxury oils. But let's look at this ingredient list. Oh wow, okay, so it's primarily olive oil. So definitely for someone who has more dry skin, olive oil I would not recommend to someone who has like combination or oily skin, maybe not even normal skin. Squalane, jojoba seed oil, love those ingredients. Wow, okay, so it has a lot of natural extracts that are rich in antioxidants. It has some really good ingredients, dang. Oh my god, is it fragrance free?
Is it fragrance free?
I swear to god, I never see oils that are priced this high fragrance free. That is very interesting. I mean, the ingredients are bomb. It has so many great natural extracts, like a ton. And I kind of want to use it. But at the same time, it's $128 for 15 milliliters, not even 30 mil. 30 mil is $225. I don't think I could justify that price point. But I will say, even with all those natural extracts, there is something that makes me a little bit uncomfortable about spending over $200 on a face oil that's primarily olive oil based, because olive oil is pretty cheap. It's not that expensive of an ingredient. So I don't know. I guess I have mixed feelings on the oil, but it's definitely one of the better oils I've seen. Face massager, she uses, she uses Shani Darden. So français. This is definitely a luxury routine. Like, definitely luxury. If you watch my Black-owned skincare business haul video, I actually shopped from Shani Darden and I was shocked, horrified by the price point of her facial tools, and I'm nervous to see how much this one costs. Oh, it's $400. Wow, Hailey gives that as gifts to her friends. $400, that's a very good friend. Yeah, there's only been like two facial tool products where I've spent that much money, and that's because they had so many benefits and or chemists were recommending them. For a facial massager like that, I probably would not. No, I say probably. I definitely would not spend that much money. And it's definitely not necessary. But one thing I do appreciate about Hailey's tone as she speaks about all of this is that it's in a way that says, like, I enjoy using this, but I'm not necessarily recommending it. Like what she was saying with the facial oil. She is mindful that facial oils don't work for a lot of skin types. It's not necessary in a routine. And I appreciate that, because so many celebrity skincare routines where they are using a face oil, they're like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this. This is a must in my routine. This is a must in everyone's routine. And I don't necessarily agree. So I do appreciate that. 15
to 20 minutes. The thing that is always most important to me when I'm leaving the house every day is washing my face, hydration, and SPF. Obviously, you can pick and choose different parts of this routine that you want to use. You may be watching this and be like, these facial toning devices look absolutely wild, and that's not for me, and I wouldn't blame you. To each their own. My last step of this whole entire routine is going to be my sunscreen. I am very big on SPF. Good. I don't leave the house without it. I don't go to work without it. Good. Even if I'm just working from home and I'm inside the house.
Good.
Sun rays
yes, that makes me happy.
Hit you through the windows. So my final step is sunscreen. I know there's a lot of debate around how much sunscreen you're supposed to use when you apply it every day. I don't have that answer. I couldn't tell you. I've heard it said that it's 1 full teaspoon, which sounds like a lot of sunscreen to me. The way I do it, and I am so down to be corrected, people can call me out if I'm wrong, but I use like 1 full pump of sunscreen, and then if I feel like I need more in other areas, I will add more. I use a tinted sunscreen just because I feel like it blends into my face and my skin a little bit better.
Good job, good job.
Can't forget the neck. Can't forget the eyelids.
Yes.
The eyelids are important because those will get wrinkly one day too.
Yep, it's true. Unfortunately, a lot of models, you know, they want to be tan, so they'll either get a natural tan or they'll go to tanning beds. It's very common, so I wouldn't have been surprised if Hailey, you know, did go out and get tans, but I love that she says she uses an SPF even when she's inside. Not a lot of people talk about that, and it's always something I'm recommending on my channel because if you're by window light, you can still get sun damage. You may not get sunburnt, but you can still receive UVA damage, which dramatically increases skin aging. So you really want to be aware of that, and you want to apply sunscreen even when you're inside all day. Now, one thing that she was talking about is the debate as to how much sunscreen you should use. And honestly, I hear a different recommendation from every single dermatologist, from every single chemist, from every single skin enthusiast online. It really does depend. Overall, the more you apply, the better. Technically, from my understanding, if you are following like the reapplication every 2 hours, face and neck, it would add up to a tablespoon, which is like insane. Like, no one can apply that much. That's crazy. I personally will use at one time about a quarter size amount. Like when I squeeze it out, it's like that big. And I try to apply that at least 2 to 3 times a day. And I do think that's pretty generous compared to most people. And that's why finding a good sunscreen is everything that matters to me. And I also know that may be unrealistic for a lot of people. Just in general, the best thing you can do is apply as much sunscreen as you can and as frequently as you can. I think she's using the EltaMD sunscreen, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay, yeah. She's using the EltaMD tinted sunscreen. That is a very popular, if not one of the most popular sunscreens out there. I really want to love it, but the problem is that it does use octinoxate, I believe, which is a chemical UV filter. It's either octinoxate or octocrylene, but I think it's octinoxate. Now, in comparison to a lot of other chemical UV filters, that one isn't as sensitizing, but I still just like to avoid it. I like to use zinc oxide based sunscreens, but that's just me. I do think the EltaMD sunscreen is better than a lot of chemical sunscreens out there that I see that include, you know, avobenzone, octocrylene, those standard ones. I personally believe zinc oxide is the best sunscreen ingredient, but to each their own. The most important thing is that you are wearing sunscreen, and I've talked about that sunscreen in the past videos. Honestly, don't really remember like complaining a lot because I'm like, hey, as long as they're using a sunscreen, that's what matters. There's that quote that dermatologists use all the time that says like the best sunscreen is the sunscreen you'll actually use, and I couldn't agree more. I feel completely the same. Find a sunscreen that works really well, that makes applying sunscreen not feel like a chore, but actually enjoyable instead. That was really cute, and honestly a lot better than I expected. Not that I was like expecting anything bad. Like, obviously I figured Hailey really knew her shit about skincare, but I think more than anything, I'm really intrigued by this routine because it introduced me to a lot of new brands that I haven't heard of before. Granted, they're all a little bit pricey for me. I don't know if I'll be spending $200 on a serum, and you definitely do not need to spend that much money to have good skin. There are so many good affordable products out there. But from an ingredient list standpoint, I'm not horrified. I feel like half of the products I wasn't even able to see the ingredient lists. Not that that's her fault, but definitely not the worst routine I've seen. Definitely intriguing, and I like the way that she kind of talked about it. She seems to be very knowledgeable and invested into skincare, which I think is awesome. And if any of you guys do know the ingredient list of those products that I wasn't able to find, please comment them down below. I would love to see them. But yeah, that was definitely like a luxury routine, but I wasn't horrified, which is nice because usually luxury routines and horrification, is that a word? Horrification? That sounds bad. I don't mean it that way, I'm sorry. It usually goes hand in hand because typically the more expensive a product is, the more likely it'll have ingredients that I hate. But I'm not horrified with this one. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this routine. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.